doing today? I hope you're all having a great day. I know I ain't. I'm having a great day. I don't feel very well. These little colds going around in the grandkids. We're getting through it. Feels really good. Anyway, like I said, I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you all for joining us today. Once again, I have the lovely Mama Bear as my co-host today. Can't do any better than that, guys. Maybe I should say I'm her co-host. Maybe that's what it is. Either way, we got a new one for you guys today. As I told you yesterday, Miss Joann Matouk. This is a real mystery, folks. I really want to know what this one's all about. So I think it would be a good one for us to talk about. You'll be interested. That's a fact. So what do you say we get that ball a rolling and get something done? I think we should. Hello.
Hello.
Magical musical chairs with the video screen. Gotta love it. Oh, what's up? What's up? How are you today?
I'm pretty good. Don't have anywhere to go, nothing to do, so it's kind of nice for once.
You're kidding me. When do you ever not have something to do?
Well, I have stuff to do, but it's not like I have to leave the house to do it.
That does make it easier. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Definitely does. Welcome. Thanks for joining me as always. It's always a pleasure to be your co-host.
To be, yeah, what? To be my co-host.
I'm just
think
joking.
my name's Diego.
I'm just joking. Anyway, as I said, thank you for joining me today. I always appreciate you. Like I said, folks, it's a fact. I would not do this without this woman. I couldn't. It's a fact. And the rest of them. And she keeps me in check, too. So understand that. That's a fact. A real fact. There's a few times that I probably would have either broke my computer in half or broke myself in half if it wasn't for her. So just understand. She makes the show go round. That's a fact. Yes. Facts. Let's see who we got here today. Miss Kiki's Eyes. Good to see you, my dear. Hope things are getting better for you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Kiki.
Always, Miss Heather. Thanks for joining us today. Good golly, Miss Molly's in the house. Hello yourself, Molly Cat. Good to see you. The lovely Miss Brandy. Thanks for joining us today, my dear. And of course, Crime Time with Mama Bear right up here next to me. Always a pleasure to have you here. PPR, my brother, it is good to see you. And my condolences, my friend. I've heard you've been having a rough couple days, and I'm so sorry to hear that, bro. I really am. Good vibes and condolences coming your way from me, my friend. Just so you know, I'm here. Slap. Why are you slapping me, Molly? I didn't even do anything yet.
She's talking about me slapping you, get you back in shape.
I guess. Whatever it takes. Somebody's got to do it. My wife's not here. She can't do it. I guess I got to have...
Heather pushed you in the water this morning, and then Molly came along and had another one. I don't know if you saw it.
She molly-whopped me. That's what I call it. It's getting molly-whopped.
Yeah.
Molly-whop. There it is. Transporter, thanks for being here with us today. I appreciate you so very much. Let's see. Yeah. Who's True Crime with the Dago? Who's that guy? Why is he here? Good God. I don't know. You guys had a whole conversation in the chat before I even went rolling. Did I take that long? Lord. Yeah, I was on the phone with my doctor, folks. I'm sorry. they called me back right as I was starting. As always.
Of course they did.
Never fails. Never fails. Kiki T2014, thanks for joining us today. I'm so glad we could hang out at the office with you. Makes my day. I need some sun, folks. Look how white I am. I've never been this white. What's going on? I'm ghosting out, folks. Are you having a better week this week, Miss Kiki? I hope. I pray. I see you got some sun shining through your window there.
Yeah.
We do too.
Trying.
Right. It's sunny here, but it's colder than hell. It's that fake
dark
stuff.
Clouds, but there's like this little hole that the sun's shining through right now.
And the sun found that hole, right?
Yep.
Hey, at least it's trying.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, you can't fault it for trying. Guys, if you would, please share this out to wherever you can. I don't care if it's to Mars. Share it out, folks. Get some peeps up in here.
Hi, Mrs. M.
Mrs. M, thanks for joining us today. So great to see you again, everybody. My apologies. Last night's show was not the greatest thing in the world. It was short because I had to cut it. I was tired, this and that. I will make it up to you. Welcome, Miss Nikki, Wandering Orphans in the house. Thank you for joining us. And oops, hold on, folks. I promise, like I said, things will be getting better. It's hard to live a real life and do this at the same time, just so you guys understand. It really is. It's very hard, especially mine, because mine is nonstop, as you heard. I think David made a joke last week saying that I run a pizza delivery shop on the side. It sounds like that the way my phone rings. So, yeah, busy, always busy. But anyway. Things are going to get better, folks. I promise. Things happen. We got sidetracked. I think with it being hard to watch, we didn't have a lot. What? Hold on. We got sidetracked. I think with it being hard to watch, we didn't have a lot on topic back and forth. Oh, yeah. It kind of, that was part of it. Excuse me. That was part of it for sure. Definitely. Let me share this through the tweeter, tweet, and see what happens with that real quick. And I'll be right with you.
He was exhausted, that's for sure.
That's an understatement. Mentally.
Hi, Pupper.
What's up, brother? Yo. How you doing today? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I was completely exhausted. Mentally, emotionally, physically. Mostly mentally, I think. What's up, KK? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Wandering Orphan.
Okay, so we have everybody in here, don't we? That's amazing. All the moderators are all here. All the moderators.
Or Strike.
Except for Strike. I'm sure he'll be here. Red's not here either, but I'm just talking about the lady clan here. I got Brandy, Heather, Molly, and you, so that's the four of you. Big Papa, he's always in here, whether he's in here or not. He's still watching from up in the sky. He's like the god over top of my YouTube channel. He's always watching. PPR. Hope you're doing all right, buddy. If you need anything, PPR, you let me know, bro. I didn't even realize. I'm glad you shared that with me because I went over there last night. I didn't get to see anything when I shut my thing down to see what's going on, and it just said that he was going to be live in next week, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he must have already rescheduled it at that point.
Yeah, he did. Thank you, Miss Heather. Heather. I wonder where Pam. Oh, that's Mama and the Dago.
Sorry, PPR.
What?
He just left the vet.
Oh, brother, I'm so sorry, man. Damn. It sucks, bro. It really does. Well, hopefully we can lift your spirits a little bit in here, bro. I hope.
Big hugs. It's hard. Like
Yeah.
I told you last night, I just lost mine in August and had him for 16 years. It's
They're family.
Yeah.
They really are. They're like having kids, you know?
Yeah, it's life, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
Doesn't have to be easy, right? We got your back, brother.
Hopefully he said he'll be live tonight.
Good. I'll be over there tonight for sure. Keeps your mind off of things. Keeps you busy. I know it does it with me, that's for sure. Almost done. I'm trying to multitask. You know, my brain's not that big, so. You must have the bigger side since we share one.
Must be.
I just cannot do it. I can't multitask. All right, that's out there. Now, let's see. Who all got a notification? Derp. Sorry. I said it again. That's twice in one day I said that word, Mama Bear. I haven't said that word in 25 years. I don't know why I'm saying it today so much. Derp, derp, derp. Yeah.
Derp. The kids used to say it all the time. Mom, you're a derp.
Mine too. What are you talking about? Derp. Yeah, here I am. 48-year-old, 10-year-old. You did not what? What are you talking about? Tap your head and rub your tummy. I can't do it, Molly. I've tried doing that. I can't do it. I'll fall out of the chair or something.
Popper didn't get a notification, I think is what he said.
Did not. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Damn you, YouTube. Why do you do this to me? Try it.
Like I did.
You want to see me fall out of the chair, don't you, Molly? I'm not going to do it. I can't.
Hi, Michelle.
It doesn't work. See? Welcome, Michelle. And all you beautiful round meatballs. Thanks for joining us today in the sauce. Let's see how much of it we can spill. Good to see you, Michelle. Stop laughing at me, Molly. It was your fault. I did it because you asked me to, and then you laugh at me. See? See what I'm talking about? You guys, just abuse. Now I lost my train of thought, Molly. What am I doing? I can't remember what I'm doing. What do you mean, no? I said stop laughing at me. Don't tell me no. You're mean. Oh, there she is. Did you get an email or a message from Pamela?
I don't think so. Let me check.
I thought she said she sent it to you. I thought. I got a message from Zeke. That's cool.
What email am I looking for?
Something Pamela might have sent you. I don't know. I just let her know I was live, so we'll see. Maybe I read it wrong. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I don't know. PPR, Zeke just sent me a message about something he's doing in April, and he wanted to know if I wanted to join him on panel. quantum physics and the holographic universe and how to explain paranormal phenomena. I'm going to do it.
Wow.
I get to shoot my brains a little bit. The ones that I say I don't have, I actually do. I think it's common sense I'm lacking at this point sometimes. I think it's all gone out my ear because I get to deal with. I've over the past year I've dealt with so many stupid people that it makes me. It is what it is. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, cool. Thanks, PPR. Yeah, I'm absolutely down for that one. It gives me a release. Enjoy it. Okay, I think I got everybody invited. Mrs. M is here. Popper is here. That's another one I haven't seen. She must never ever get noties. I called myself stupid, Molly. What do you mean? I called myself stupid. You gonna yell at me for that?
Thanks, PPR. I'll do that one of these times. Either when the kids are out of school and I can stay up late, or it starts getting warmer and you start doing earlier.
Yeah, I told her, PPR, she has to. Well, I didn't say has to. I told her that you wanted her to come over there. Yeah, I don't ever tell her anything like that. She can do what she wants, when she wants, how she wants to do it. But I was just telling her that you would like for her to come over there. That's all. Right, they're out. They're out. And because of that, I need an M&M. I shouldn't be eating them, but I love these. Peanut M&Ms are the best thing in the world. I love them. Able Queen Morticia, how are you today? Good to see you. Stop it, Molly. I know, Heather. Oh my God. I'm about to hire somebody to do my titling for me since I can't seem to do it.
What did you put now?
It's.
Oh, you flip-flopped it.
I forgot that Matouk. I put it in there. I put it backward. Actually, that's a double one. Look at that one. It's
cool.
I'll fix it, Heather. Okay. Relax. What's up, Morty?
Well, I mean, at least it's not a completely different name like last time.
I was say, at least it's her actual name instead of whoever the hell Valerie is. Nobody knows.
Right. Did Heather even notice that?
No, I don't think so. Probably because I called it out myself as I looked up and went, oh, Valerie, yeah. Could you guys tell how tired I was last night? Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't even know how I did the live stream. I'll be honest with you. I was sleeping with my eyes open. It was insane in my brain. As are you, Miss Morty. I hope you're well. I don't know if you've seen my messages the other day. Just making sure you was good. I checked in with all the regulators. I even said to Popper, I said, do the regulators need to mount up again? It is what it is. Thank you, Miss Heather. I appreciate you, sis. Remember to keep your horns out sharpened and polished because you never know when you got to bury one so deep in someone's ass. That's right, Morty. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, Morty knows what I mean by the regulators. And you never know, folks. It just may happen. Good deal, Morticia. Good deal. You know where I'm at, sweetheart. Yeah, he's right here. Sounds like a plan, my dear. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always good to see you. And we got 18 peeps. So how's everybody's day going so far? And how was everybody's night? Wait just a little longer for hopefully more people to see me and go, oh my God, he's live. Let's go. And jump in, Maybe not so dramatically like that, but it is what it is. And there it goes, folks.
Yep.
Right on key. Good God. Hold on a minute. Hello.
I'm going to start monitoring. So this time the phone rang at 27 minutes. We'll see how long it takes to ring on the next live. Hi, Cece. I'm sorry you had a bad night, Molly. Well, have a good day, Morty. Hi, Mrs. Dago. How are you doing today, Cece, after your big move? No. Orphan. They're two different people. I bet you are, Cece. I bet you are. Moving is exhausting. Okay. Oh, wow. That sounds exciting, Kiki. Yes. Yes. Very much so, Cece. Very much so. We moved 7 years ago, and it was just unreal what we had. And it was just 7 years worth of stuff. And I couldn't imagine when by the time we get old and move out of here, it's going to be crazy. Definitely sending you some positive healing, strength, vibes for all of it. It's got to be hard. Couldn't imagine my husband going through one, let alone a second one for that. I don't know. I thought house hunting was fun. But yeah, I don't enjoy the moving part, but I love the house hunting was fun. Brandy, you moving back to Ohio? when it's done gray and high pressure to keep. Yeah, when it's a pressured thing, that's different. Staying in Arkansas. Yep. Keep the positive vibes, Kiki. He's going to be fine. Just a long road, but he's going to be fine. And just deal with each day as it comes. Don't try and take on more than one day. Focus on today. Tomorrow, you focus on tomorrow. And that's it. You just... Well, hello, Pamela. Dago was just looking for you. He was. Yeah, orphan. 3 Dobermans would make it very hard to rent. I know here it's extremely expensive to rent if you have pets. And a lot of, because of the stereotype, a lot of places won't let you have certain kinds of pets, like pits, Dobermans, the things, the animals that have the bad dog stereotype. Good job, Kiki. Not that it was probably intentional, but it's okay, Pamela. He was exhausted. There wasn't a whole lot of information, so he wasn't overly happy about it because there's a lot of stuff that he can't show or say because of YouTube rules and things, so it made it hard, but Thursday nights will be better. Yeah, orphan, that's hard. Right, and I agree, PPR. It's not the breed, it's how they're raised or treated or whatever that makes them the way they are. What's crufts, Pam? All right, you're cool. Oh, okay. Cool. I don't know if that would be fun or not for me. I'm not a big dog person, so I don't know if a dog show. I think it's funny how some of them do some of the things, tricks and things that they do, but yeah, I won't be here tomorrow either, unfortunately. So I get to go have minor surgery on my hand, and then I got to take my daughter to the dentist. So it'll be busy. That reminds me, I need a school note for yesterday. Whoops. Yeah, I hope so too. So I'll probably have a splint on my middle finger on my left hand after tomorrow for a little while. Likes to walk on the back of the couch like a cat. She's pretty good usually, but she fell and took out the curtains because she... That's an image in my head of a big old Doberman walking on the back of the couch. Yeah, and then I think I'm free the rest of the week. Which I guess there's only Thursday and Friday, so. And then we have one more week and the kids are on spring break, which I cannot wait for. +100 dog, cat walking like she's a fat guy on a tightrope. Ah, that's funny. Yeah, there you go. I'll get you some views on your channel. Thanks, son. It shouldn't be anything major. I don't know if you guys can really see it. So there's a cyst right here on top of my knuckle. Just a little ganglion cyst. But it bothers me a little. I hit it on stuff and different things, and I know it's there, so you might see me doing this. I'm just constantly messing with it. So I told him I'd just rather have it removed and be done with it. So that's what they're going to do. I said it should only take like 30 minutes, and it's just a local anesthetic. So I'll be wide awake for the whole thing.
I'm really sorry, everybody. That was a very, very detrimental phone call that I needed to take. So my apologies. It just so happened that it happened now.
It's okay.
Anyway, how's the show going that I'm your co-host on? I told you I was your co-host. Anywho, we got 17 peeps. We still don't even have everybody in here, but okay. Who came in? Anybody else? CC, the sweetest lady on the internet. Welcome, Miss Pamela. Pamela. I love saying.
I told her you was looking for her.
Pamela, good to see you, Pamela. Thanks for joining us today.
Orphan, it'll slow me down for a couple weeks, but it'll be all right. So I told him I won't be here tomorrow. I'm having surgery. I got a little, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there's a little ganglion cyst right there on my knuckle.
I told you what to do with that.
I know. So I'm going to have him, or you can kind of see it better.
Look, she's mad, guys. She's flipping me off now. See it?
Yep. Just wait till it's permanently up in the air after tomorrow.
Oh, you have it all wrapped up. So what are they just going to go in and lance it, or?
They're going to do a
local anesthetic.
Yeah, there you go. I just said it, and then just cut it open and take it out. It's not to the bone or anything, so they're planning like 30 minutes, but it probably wouldn't take that long.
Well, we will have you in our thoughts when I'm in here messing everything up and you're having your little finger work done. It'll be good.
All right, just do an open discussion tomorrow and it'll be good.
That's exactly what I was going to do. Actually, it's funny because I saw some things this morning after I had already told you what we were going to do today that I wanted to talk about that don't go along with anything that we're talking about today. So we're going to do that tomorrow.
Cool.
Miss Karen, good to see you. Thanks for what we're talking about today. We are talking about Mama Bear's finger. No, I'm just kidding. Miss Karen, we're talking about Joann Matouk Romain. I have to say it right because Miss Heather will mollywop me if I don't. That's what we're talking about. It's a very interesting case, actually, guys. I actually watched this on Dateline a while back and was kind of like floored by it because it's really kind of like, whoa, as you'll see, it was like, to me at least, it was like, what the hell happened? Because this doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. So we're doing that one today. Oops, disregard what? What, Nikki?
She said, I have a case I can pop in with that I have a good one for Mama. And then she's like, oh, whoops, disregard.
No, I mean, you can still explain it. We can talk about it. If it's an open discussion, we can do that's anything. And the things, they don't have to be long drawn out things. We can talk about multiple things. That's what open discussions are all about. So we can still, let me know what it is and we'll talk about it.
Yep.
Focus on me, damn it. Focus. There. My camera, it's like bipolar or something. It does in and out all over the place. It's crazy.
Turn off the autofocus.
I did that already.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand how it's still doing it.
Hmm.
I think I did it, didn't I?
I don't know.
Yeah, how would you know? You don't know.
Like,
why am I asking? Oh, okay, it's a bigger one. Well, we can talk about it, Nikki, and then at least, kickstart it, and then we can go from there. If it's if it's too big, then we can just talk about it, get everybody warmed up, and then we'll actually pick a day and do nothing but that day for that case. Yes, I had told Mama Bear to just take her hand and put it on the table and smack it with a book, because that's what they used to say to do with those cysts, but then it'll just either move over. I always thought when they said to do that, like, I knew somebody that had one right here on their hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was going to do it. And I'm like, okay. But wouldn't that just like move it over here or something? Every time you hit it, it would just move around.
You would think, but I think it depends on the type of cyst.
His was what they call a ganglion cyst.
See, that's what mine is. So it's not fluid filled.
So it's a solid mass?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it's considered a cyst.
Right. I got you.
So if it's a fluid filled, I could see you being able to take a book and.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that I always say that's a joke. Like, I don't think that's the right way to do it, to be honest with you. Things like that.
But I think that's the way they used to way back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of weird things they used to do. In the military, there's a quick one. My uncle told me this, that a lot of soldiers back in the day used to, how can I put this? On their free time, they would run around doing things they shouldn't do. And a lot of them would catch STDs. Well, one of the main ones, I believe, was gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis.
And it would cause like a pussy fluid buildup inside, and they used to take and smack that with a mallet to burst all the pustules inside. And I looked at him and I said, come on. He was like, I'm not lying to you. And I'm like, I almost passed out listening to him talk about it. And he said that that's what they used to do. The guys would pass out when they would do that. It wasn't like a mallet that you'd hammer on, like it was some specific type of medical tool that looks like a mallet. But yeah, I can just like, really? Come on. So yeah, they used to do a lot of weird things back in the day. Goner, polysyphilite. What? Molly? Goner, oh yeah. I got what you're saying. There's probably people that have had a little bit of all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Molly said that her ex-husband had one of the cysts on his wrist and did the book thing.
No,
thank you.
And how did that work out for him, Miss Molly? You made Popper laugh, Molly. That don't happen. Look at that one. I can just picture him over there laughing. Gonorrhea polysyphilades. I don't know if that is how to spell it or not. I mean, let's see. There's one.
It actually worked. No thanks.
Did it really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never really thought that it would actually work like that. All right, so she's got gonorrhea, herpes, Paul's. What the hell is that one? PAL, syphilis, and AIDS. Okay, I see that one. What's the PAL in there? Yeah, Popper don't laugh a whole lot or say much of anything. For you to make him laugh, Molly, that's a good one. Polycystic. I don't know. I don't even think I want to know. Forget it. So, where'd everybody go? Everybody ran. We started talking about STDs and everybody's gone.
All right, let's get back on track here.
Yep. Anyway.
Wow.
Okay, I guess not. I was looking at that. So anyway, as I said, we are talking about Miss Joann Matouk Romain. I have the names backwards, guys. So Heather made sure I knew. So I will fix it. I promise. But anyway, it was on Dateline. It's been on Unsolved Mysteries. It's been on, there's another show on the ID channel. I've seen it on too. It's an actually pretty wicked case. So let's see what we got here. Of course, Mama Bear did her whole thing for this one, as always. Everything's so neatly organized for me because I'm so neatly unorganized.
It makes it easier for you.
It absolutely does, because I know I wouldn't do something like this. I'd have things all over the place, as I always do. Yeah. What?
Now I can't find my email. Again.
I swear to God, why is my life like that? Wait a minute. Is this it? It's in a PDF. I think that is it.
It should be.
I think I found it. Yeah, I think so. I actually found it, everybody.
I started doing a PDF instead of the other because I figured it might be easier.
is too much easier. All right. It's a combination of gonorrhea, herpes. That was it. Syphilis. Okay. Thank you, sir, for completely explaining that for me.
Clarification.
I'm clarified now. My brain is clear. All right.
Okay.
Again, copyright disclaimer. Thank you for that. As always, she's on top of it, folks. Always on top of it. You gotta fix. I will, Heather. I promise. Wait, which thumbnail?
I haven't done the one for last night yet, or today. So
she's always sending me a message. You got to fix this. You need to fix that. You have to fix this. This one needs fixed. That needs to, which is great because I don't see these things. You know what I mean? Like I said, you guys all work together in unison to keep. It takes a village to deal with me, folks. Understand, a whole village to keep me in order, guys. It's sad, but it's true. Anyway,
Heather, you mean the title for this one?
She was talking about the thumbnail. Is that what she was talking about?
I don't know.
Or is there a picture that's off? So there she is, everybody. That's Miss Joann. Rest in peace, my dear. It's a very sad story. A combination of all that, I'm learning a lot today. Yes, you are, Miss Cece. Yes, you are. You might as well go get the tequila now. It's easier to deal with.
The thumbnail for this one? Oh, I think she's talking about your thumbnail that we were talking about, how it's the lines are showing in the circle and it's
square. I know. Yeah, it's driving me nuts. I know it's driving her nuts because she sent me one that she cropped on purpose just so I would fix it, because I can see her looking at it, looking at the corners the way it's uncropped. It drives me nuts too, so I know it's driving her nuts. So I'm gonna fix it. I promise you I will fix it, Miss Heather. I do. It'll be right by the next time, I promise. If you can look at it throughout the day, see it, look at it. Would you look at that? Would you look at it? Would you just look at it? Look at it. See it? Look at it. Anyway. All right, folks. So Miss Joann Matouk Romain, see, that's how you say it, not the way I typed it in the title. Family had been feuding over the family's inheritance for 30 years. And then during the snowy winter of 2009 to 2010, it appears that the feud may have taken a darker turn, sadly. According to Michelle, Joann's daughter, after her mother receives a threatening phone call from one of her family members, she grows increasingly anxious and believes that people are following her. Joann also thinks her cell phone is tapped. Her mail is being searched and that people are entering her home. This was a big one because I remember seeing this. She thought that people were entering her home and going in and going through her mail, going through her private things, looking for a will, all of these things, guys. She was like really, really like seriously upset about this and was like talking to police about this and other people about this. And then she got like really paranoid that people were coming after her. Welcome, Sherry. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Sherry.
Tequila. It's easier, CC, when you have tequila. Everything is. So she goes as far as to change the locks on all of her doors. Then on the bitter cold night of January 12th, 2010, Joann disappears after attending a prayer service at St. Paul's Catholic Church across the street from Lake St. Clair. Now, again, thank you, Miss Heather, very much. Anybody that would feel free or would like to donate to support the channel and or myself, please feel free. And also, please be sure to tip our co-host, Mama Bear, because she deserves it just as well. There's her Cash App and her PayPal. Please do, folks. Please do.
Thanks, guys.
Very appreciated. She did this prayer service. It was just a regular thing, like brushing your teeth, guys. Every day she did this. And it was a regular thing. So there was nothing abnormal about this. Nothing that would make it, any different than a normal everyday thing that she wouldn't do, that she would do. So in turn, that's one of the things that makes this, thank you, Heather, such an odd situation. Police say that they assumed that Joann climbed into the freezing lake to unalive herself. I don't believe that. It doesn't make sense. Okay. All right. So the church, for you guys that don't know, it's really cool that we're doing this because I really watched in depth this story. If you can see my cursor right here, maybe I can blow it up a little bit more for you guys here. Okay, so right here is this. It's a 2-lane. It's like a boulevard. They call these when you have something in the center to separate the two roads, but it's one actual road. Okay. So over on the other side of this, where my cursor is this church that she was going to. All right. Then we have this piece of the road here, the boulevard center, the other road, and then this piece of grass, and then this little ledge you see that they're trying to come down. All right. Now, I'm going to explain something. That's pretty steep. It's concrete, blah, blah, blah. Miss Joann was a very good dresser. She was very classy the way she dressed. She wore very nice clothes, even just to go to prayer at church. She wore wedges, high heels, those types of shoes, guys. If you look at this, now, mind you, this was January, a normal January, not like the one we've had, but a normal January where there was snow on the ground. It was cold. Joann was a slightly heavier set woman. Okay. So, but, she was, carried her weight any way anybody would in the wintertime on a steep cliff when it's icy wearing heels. It's very hard to do that. For her to walk over here through all the snow, and there were footprints. You could see footprints in the snow. The police made notice of that. But to come to this piece here, okay, and to walk down that cliff into the icy water, no. I'm sorry, but I don't believe that. Not even this much, guys. There's no way in hell that woman did that. That's just not her forte, per se, with the personality that she had. So at 9:30, a police officer arrives at Joann's home to tell her children that her car had been found abandoned in the church parking lot with her purse locked inside. Police say that small footprints led to the lake shore, and they assume that Joann climbed down a steep, icy rock embankment on her high heel boots, as I said, and slid over 2 seawalls.
2.
Not 1, but 2, yeah. 2 seawalls into the freezing lake to come unalive herself, right? The Coast Guard searches that night and for delays after, but Joann's body is nowhere to be found. I'm calling bullshit, okay? First of all, again, the high heel boots. If she would have hit that, it was frozen, guys, because you see the water here. The water splashes up on this. And because it's cold, it freezes. So she would have touched that with one shoe and slid right on down, right to the bottom here, probably hurt herself pretty bad, and been right there.
Right.
There was no body in there. Okay? Yeah. Again, I'm calling BS on that. I'm sorry.
Hi, Sylvia. I'm glad you made it, hon.
And then on top of that, she did not climb over these break walls, guys. That's not that easy. She was not a very tall person. You really got to get your leg over these things, and you got to do all this work to do it. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. I'm just telling you. These cases drive me insane where they say these things. We all know by looking at the facts in front of us that these things can't happen. Anyway, so that's what it was said. Okay. Welcome, Miss Sylvia. It's great to see you, my dear. Hope you're having a better day today. So there's the church. Okay. The way it was depicted on Dateline is that she had parked her car in front of the church on the road, and then went out, got into the car left. Or she was seen inside the church during prayer service, praying. Okay. And then walked out of the church at some time, got in her car, left, and then came back, but was nowhere to be found. So I don't get it. I just don't get it. There was somebody that had seen the car and said that the car looked like it had been moved from one spot to another based on where they said, but it was still in the very close general vicinity of where it was initially. So it was hard to tell for sure. Now, one witness at the service sees Joann leave. Okay, right. That's what we're getting to now. Sees Joann leave the church around 7:20 p.m. Another witness believes she hears Joann's car alarm go off, but doesn't see anyone around the car. Yet another witness, the last to leave the church, says that Joann's car was not in the lot when she left. What happened to Joann Romain when she left the church that night remains a mystery. I personally do not think that she was the one that drove the car. Okay? I think she may have been grabbed or knocked out, put in the car, and taken somewhere else, and then the car brought back to make it look like this is what happened, okay? Now, Joann's children are passionate that the unaliving theory does not make sense, because it doesn't. 2 months later, fishermen find Joann's body in the Detroit River, 30 miles downstream from the church. Cause of death is determined to be drowning. The manner of death is ruled undetermined. Imagine that. So, Joann's unexplained death has triggered controversy and public intrigue. Though no criminal charges have ever been filed, Joann's suit, unaliving theory. Wait, did I skip a line? Joann's children hire a team of investigators and are passionate that the unaliving theory does not make sense. It's absurd. As I said, it doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah.
Says her daughter, Michelle. Nobody is going to jump into a shallow lake of freezing water in the dead of winter, especially not my mom. Michelle, along with her sister Kelly and brother Michael, have gathered a list of compelling clues and extensive expert testimony to prove that their mother was unalived. And we're here to help them do that if we possibly can, guys.
Exactly.
I'm a bit passionate about this one because this was a sweet woman, and her kids deserve to have the truth and true justice as to know what happened to their mother, guys.
Yep.
This is one of those stories that kind of digs into the heartstrings a little bit because it did need to happen, as none of them do. But the ones that they like to blame it on self-unaliving drive me nuts because I know it's just a quick way to deal with the story and a quick way to get rid of the case and move on because they're busy, whatever. It's not, we don't do that. This is somebody's life. It's not just, a project that was put to the side to wait till spring on.
Exactly.
It's somebody's life. Okay. She was somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's brother, or somebody's sister, period. Okay. And I agree, Sylvia, they're trying so hard to get things. So we are absolutely going to be helping the best we can. I'm going to try to get in contact with Michelle to see if we can get her to talk to us.
That'd be great.
And to try to get some movement on this. If anything, to get the case reopened or whatever we got to do to get things moving on this, get the wheels turning to make something happen because that's what they deserve, guys.
Yep.
They deserve to know what and why happened to their mother. No worries, Sylvia. Thank you. Lucky number 13 on that button. Oh, well. That's good. That's probably good for you, Miss Sylvia. 13 isn't always bad. Let's see. There's a picture of the vehicle. And I do believe that's in the spot where they found it after she disappeared, folks. When I saw the story, there were pictures taken in the snow transporter of her footprints. And it was weird because I can't remember exactly how many, but it showed them in the snow walking right up and then they just stopped. There were no footprints after that. And so, and somebody even made a comment on one of the shows I was watching, like, did she just like jump up in the air and dive in like Spider-Man or something? Because we know that didn't happen, okay?
Right.
The footprints went to there and one place and just, there was nothing. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, these are the things, like, dumb criminals do stupid things like this, and then dumb cops fall for this. I'm sorry to say, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
it irritates the hell out of me. So this is kind of important, by the way. Do you see these boots? And these aren't like wedge heels. These are I'm not sure the exact name for these, but I call them spike heels. Okay, they're very thin, very small heels. As I said, Joann was slightly a larger person, and to walk through ice and snow in this, no, 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 no. Nobody in their right mind is going to do that for fear of falling. Okay, and being that I have dealt with people in the medical field, it just doesn't work, folks. It just doesn't work. I mean, okay, and that's her purse that they had found as well. But look at the boots, guys. I mean, come on. You saw what I just showed you back up here. Imagine those boots. And look at this here alone.
I think that's what she's similar in that picture.
Yeah, she's trying to wear the same type of thing and see how easy it was. And this is without snow and ice that they're doing this, by the way, you guys. Okay. Yeah, she is wearing the same things.
That's what I
thought. And look, she's getting help to do this, and it's still not that easy. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. It just, nope. Sorry, I'm not buying it. Now, updates. It's been 12 years since the mysterious death of a Grosse Pointe Woods woman, and her family is calling for justice, as are we. Joann Matouk Romain, 55, disappeared January of 2010, and her body was found 70 days later. And to me, I feel like this was kind of the same thing that I feel like what happened with Kylie Rodney, and also what I think very possibly may have happened with Nicola Bulley. Mm-hmm. It happens, guys. It really does happen. Not just those cases. There's a lot more cases where this has happened. Even local things around me, this has happened. Sorry, guys. As you can all tell, I'm sick again. And her body was found 70 days later in the Detroit River. Police ruled it as a self-unaliving, but the family believes law enforcement is covering something up. Imagine that. Romain's oldest daughter, Michelle Matouk, why do I say it like that? I don't know, told WWJ's Jason Scott that the agency doing the investigation is unethical and sinister, adding that they themselves should be investigated. We are sitting on a bunch of information that suggests not only was my mother unalived, but there's multiple suspects involved. We really need to dig into this one, folks, because this is going to get interesting, I think. If we can get some balls moving, some wheels turning. Yeah. In order to bring their mother... I'm sorry, what?
Said, hi, Green Eyes.
Oh, there she is, guys. Somebody was asking about her last night. It's good to see you, Green Eyes. Thanks for joining us. In order to bring their mother justice, the family started an online petition in hopes to collect more than 20,000 signatures. They are planning to use these signatures to help them get the Attorney General, Dana Nessel, and the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. to look at this case. Good deal. We're frustrated, said Scott Lewis, a private investigator. We keep getting more information, but we don't have any place to take it because nobody in law enforcement seems to be interested in looking at this case. Imagine that. It is. It really is. Now, I wonder if it's because they're afraid to look at it for some reason.
I don't know. It just kind of like what he says, you know, I'm very honestly baffled by that. It just boggles my mind.
Right.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, this is their job, and especially like you would think that the investigator that handled this case to begin with, being that it wasn't solved per se, right, would want to come out even for their own record as to solving cases. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Just as a personal.
Yeah, it's not personal. People make mistakes.
Right. We're human.
Fix it so the people can, the family, not the people, the families can have some peace of mind and
closure.
Finally,
yes.
Closure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Great to see you, Green Eyes. Honestly baffled. Right. Here we are 13 years out and there's no justice at all, said Lewis. So what we need is for somebody to come in and do a real investigation, both on the way the police handled the case and what happened to Joann Romain. I'm down if you guys are down. I'm telling you.
Yep.
We can get our team on this, digging and finding anything we can. I'm going to try to get in touch with Michelle, myself, see if we can get an interview with her, have her talk to us, maybe get some information from her that they have, and we can do what we do with that kind of stuff and see if we can come up with something ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, at this point, there's nothing to lose, so there's no reason not to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there she is. As you can see, guys, this was a very classy lady. Okay, she's a human being, and I cannot see a woman like this and of her stature just doing what they're saying she did. That makes zero sense to me. Especially now, here's a big thing to think of, folks. Remember where they said that she was last seen was in a Catholic church. Understand something about the Catholic religion, okay? It's not just a Catholic religion, but I was baptized Catholic, Roman Catholic. I know all about this, as she is too. It's a mortal sin to commit suicide. Okay. I'm going to promise you this woman did not walk out of a church and go unalive herself. It doesn't fit, folks.
Right.
Mentally, it just doesn't make sense. Okay. Emotionally either, but in the eyes of the Catholic religion, it's a mortal sin to unalive yourself in the eyes of God. She's walking out of that church, praying to God. She's not going to go do this, folks. It doesn't work that way. God, these things drive me nuts.
And that link on the bottom is to the petition. I don't know how many are on there.
Well, it ain't going to hurt to sign it.
Nope.
We could be the one that makes it happen, or we wouldn't at all, but it's not going to hurt to sign it. So There's the link, folks. If you'd like to check it out, to click it, and link on it, please do. Click it. Wow. The rest of these are links that go into for her Facebook account, Justice for Joann.
More on her story.
Well, you got all the links up here. Crime Junkie Podcast. Okay. Yeah, and then there's more on the story there. And I have something else we're going to look at too. If you guys want to copy any of those links down, if not, I will have them. If you need them, you can come back to me and I will give them to you. If you guys are curious, we're going to look into some of these other things too that go along with this. Thank you so much for preparing this, Mama Bear. This is really awesome, as always.
Thank Heather.
So like I said, well, yeah, Heather's the one that brought the case to our.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely brought the case to our attention. And it's weird because, like I said, I had just watched this about 6 months ago. And I was really throttled by it. I was like, wow, that doesn't make any sense. There's no way in hell that she did that. Blah, 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 blah. So here we are 6 months later.
Yep.
So thank you, Ms. Heather. Absolutely. Very much appreciated. Bring it down. I would venture to say that is how the footprints happen, transporter.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make it look good. It looks like it was staged to me, personally. Right, Brady. And like I said, that's not only just in the Catholic religion, but that's, as you guys saw.
Right.
Where's it at here?
It's not only in the Catholic religion, but it is a big one for the Catholics.
Real big.
Yeah.
Where is it? I just said it in here. I guess not. But like I said, You're not going to walk out of a Catholic church and then go do something like that. I'm sorry.
No.
Especially when you were just in there praying. That makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
Want her car found next to a laundromat, and the witness was stalking her. Reported by her contractor. Thank you, Heather. There's all the links, guys, right there. 1 second here. Boy, I wish I could breathe out of my nose.
They had a good tracker there at the time. He or she would have spotted that trick at the time. It's true.
All right. This came out a year ago. Channel 4 News, okay? Out of Detroit. This is her brother.
Point Farms. Police believe Joann walked into lakes.
And it says, wait. I think, yeah. 11 years after this happened, he speaks out, okay? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Transporter. They have dogs. All you need is one sniffer. And I promise you that dog would have sniffed over to the card and back around to the church and back to the car. It would have never went to the edge of the lake. I promise you that's probably not. I guarantee you they didn't use dogs. If they did, I'll be real surprised. All right. Let me let you guys check this out real quick. This gives you a little more leeway into this. Let me know how the audio is.
Joann Matouk Romain found dead in the Detroit River.
1 second.
Some 70 days after disappearing following a church service she attended in Grosse Pointe Farms. Police believe Joann walked into Lake St. Clair and killed herself.
Can you guys hear it okay? Or can you hear it okay, Mama Bear?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. All right.
The family believes it was murder.
And she was, if something ever happens to me, look to him.
Joann's daughter said her mother got into a fight with her cousin, Tim Matouk. And for more than a decade, they have pointed the finger at him, saying he had something to do.
Wasn't her brother, it was her cousin. I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to misinform, but yes.
With her death, Tim has kept quiet for years. But tonight, that all changes.
I want to come out with my side.
Topping our news tonight at 6. Tim Matouk says he's been a victim of a...
This is a family member that there were supposedly she was being threatened by supposedly back then, and then all this stuff happened right before she went missing. So just so you guys know.
Witch hunt, and that it is ruining his life and reputation.
The 64-year-old has never been arrested or charged in the death of his cousin, Joann Matouk Romain, despite that his name has been brought up as a person Joann feared, and that it has caused a lot of controversy. Defender Karen Drew sat down with Tim recently to get his version of the mysterious death of Joann Matouk Romain.
Kim, Devin, the question, was it murder? Was it suicide? Did he ever threaten his cousin, Joann Matouk Romain? Those are just some of the questions I asked Tim Matouk, questions we have been waiting 11 years to ask. What made you decide you want to talk?
Well, now the lawsuits are over, and there's really nothing more for me except for trying to clear my name.
Tim Matouk is an investigator for Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office. He's worked on many notable cases. He's been in law enforcement for more than 3 decades. When Joann died, he was a Harper Woods police officer.
Now, pay attention to that stuff right there, folks. He's an investigator, and when Joann passed away, he was a police officer. Going back to what her daughters have said, there's something being covered up. Who could do that kind of thing?
I wonder.
At the time. So tell me about your relationship with Joann Matouk.
You know, I've always had a good relationship with Joann.
Matouk says his image has been tarnished because of accusations from Joann Matouk Romain's children.
I never thought we had an issue. That's why I made that phone call. They asked her, why would she go say that?
The phone call he's talking about happened a few weeks before Joann died. Joann's daughters say they remember it well.
We also just hear yelling, like, at this person. We're like, what the heck's going on? And she's like, you need to, I never said you were rude to everyone's problems. I told you to keep your nose out of everyone's business.
Joann hung up, giving that warning.
You know, if something happens, look to Tim.
Michelle Romain said her mother never gave her specific details, but was worried. Weeks later, Joann would be dead. Tim says the call was all about a family fight over Joann's brother, John, who has a criminal record, writing checks with insufficient funds. Why were you calling her?
I said, Joann, why would you go around telling people that I'm the reason why Joann Matouk has so many problems? She responded, she didn't want to talk to me, and that I was a troublemaker, and she hung up the phone. I mean, the conversation couldn't have lasted more than a minute. I mean, I've never done nothing to her, I've never done nothing to him. But apparently, their feeling was my involvement in law enforcement must have been the reason. I don't know. Other than that, I can't explain it.
Now, to the night Joann went missing back in January of 2010. What were you doing that night?
I was working. I was on duty, working with the Michigan State Narcotics Task Force. I was in the city of Warren.
What do you say to the family who says, yes, you were working that day, but you were on a radio. No one saw you. You could be basically anywhere in the state on one of those radios.
Well, it's pretty far-fetched. First off, I would never risk my job over that. I would never leave my partners vulnerable.
I would know, if someone was, shirking their responsibilities or trying to speak out.
Phil Hanger was the lieutenant from Michigan State Police who oversaw Matouk's unit that night. He admits he never saw Tim in person, but believes Tim never left his surveillance unit.
It would be very, very difficult, almost improbable for someone to be able to leave the surveillance.
Matouk says his phone records from that night show he was in Warren. 21 calls made between 3:49 and 8:54, the night Joann went missing. How important are those phone records?
Very important. Tells the whole story for me.
Tim says he wants the accusations to stop.
It's just a constant.
Just because he didn't physically put his hands on it doesn't mean that it couldn't have been done.
Right.
Okay.
It's an abuse. It's just a constant harassment. You just, at the end of the day, I want to clear my name.
But remember, the case of Joann Matouk Romain is still not closed. From your gut, was Joann murdered or did Joann kill herself?
In my opinion, there's one set of footprints that go down to the water. That says a lot. None return. Whether she went down there for whatever reason and slipped and fell in, who knows?
Oh, there's a lot of questions about those footprints, the crime scene. That's not all we wanted to ask Tim. So our interview and the questions you want asked continues tonight at 10. So make sure to join us for Dateline Detroit, Secrets of a Small Town. We've tracked down a police officer who has never spoke on the case. We have obtained new evidence not shared to the public and video, which will leave you asking, did Grosse Pointe Farms police do all they should have done in this investigation? I'll see you back here at 10 o'clock tonight for Dateline Detroit. Back to you.
Doesn't sound like it.
Nope. Right, transporter. He was an investigator and a police officer, and it sounds like he was on the narcotics task force when she disappeared.
Right.
So he would definitely know how the police work.
And here's my thing. Just because he's on a radio doing surveillance, whatever he was doing, police officers know a lot of people. They know a lot of people, especially in the Michigan area. There's a lot of informants that are involved in dark stuff that work for the police that still do their own thing too, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. Mm-hmm. Especially investigators. They work with the public, in different ways. Some of it's not legal, whatever. But yeah, this is exactly why. So that's why we're watching pieces and stuff of this. This was kind of important to me when finding out these new things that were not released from the original investigation. For what we want to do with this, absolutely, it's important too. So, very important, Sylvia. Very, very important. I agree. And as Heather said, there's a $200,000 reward offered for the truth about her death, and you can submit a tip by calling that number right there or emailing that email address. Thank you, Ms. Heather. And I'll leave that up for a minute if anybody wants to write that down. And if anybody wants to breathe through my nose for me, please try. Oh, I hate this. Moving on.
And I don't feel like you need to be Ben Casey or Perry Mason or a character on Law and Order SVU or CSI to come to the conclusion that this is not a suicide. This is clearly not a suicide, and that this is a homicide and needs to be treated as such.
Murder or suicide? That's the question that has been asked for 11 years in the death of Joann Matouk. Her body was found in the Detroit River. The case is still open. No one has been charged or arrested. But there is a person at the center of controversy in Joann's death, her cousin, Tim Matouk. Who would want a 55-year-old housewife dead?
It remains one of the area's biggest mysteries. What happened to 55-year-old Joann Matouk Romain?
Police believe Joann Matouk killed herself. Her family believes something more sinister happened to this mom of three. They've reported their allegations to police, civil lawsuit, and sharing them with us now.
And she goes, if something ever happens to me, look to him. We're like,
that's a strange thing to say.
Yeah.
Kelly and Michelle Romain recall the conversation they had with their mother in mid-December of 2009. They told police her mother was talking to her cousin Tim Matouk on the phone that day while they were in the room.
We also just hear yelling like at this person. And we're like, well, what the heck's going on? And she's like, you need to, I never said you were rude to everyone's problems. I told you to keep your nose out of everyone's business.
Joann hung up, giving that warning.
You know, if something happens, look to Tim.
Michelle said her mother never gave her specific details, but was worried.
That's when all the craziness really started to happen.
What kind of crazy?
Like she was being followed.
Joann shared her fears of her cousin Tim to others as well. According to this affidavit filed in the civil case, paralegal Nancy Barish said Joann told her, Tim Matouk said to me, if someone wanted to get rid of you, they could do it, and you would never be found.
She was kind of planting that seed because she was fearful. I think she didn't want us to know as her children how scared she truly was, or she.
That's real interesting. But according to him, they've never had a problem. Really?
Huh.
During our meeting and conversation, Joann seemed very fearful and scared. I asked her what was bothering her. She stated to me, Tim Matouk said to me, if someone wanted to get rid of you, they could do it, and you would never be found. That's coming from a police officer's mouth.
Right.
He's
That's
right.
Scary. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just saying, folks. She stated that she felt she was being followed, and she stated to me that she was quite suspicious that it was Tim or someone acting on his behalf. As I was saying, it didn't have to have him putting his hands on it. He could have brought somebody in to do his dirty work if he wanted to.
That seed because she was fearful. I think she didn't want us to know children how scared she truly was. She didn't want us to be in danger either, or going to her paralegal and saying he threatened to make me this, nobody would ever know what happened to me, which is kind of odd because that's exactly what happened here. She disappeared, she's dead, and nobody really knows
Thank you, Heather.
what happened.
So who is Tim Matouk? He was a Harbor Woods police officer at the time of Joann's disappearance, now works as an investigator with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. More on Tim in a moment, but first, let's give you a little family history. Matouk family drama started years ago when, after Joann's parents died and left money for their children, the sibling war began. Two sides divided.
That's when the division started happening.
And from what we've learned, much of the controversy was over the fact Joann continually helped and supported her brother John.
I was very close with her. I talked to her 3 or 4 times a day.
John Matouk has made headlines himself, at one point landing on Crane's 40 under 40 list for his business accomplishments. He also made news when he was convicted of writing checks with insufficient funds, as well as false pretenses. Despite John's troubles, Joann stayed close with her brother.
I was the closest to my sister, other than her 3 children. She wouldn't tell me the conversation that she had with Timothy. And all she kept saying was, we need to go to the cops. We need to go to the cops.
He too believes his sister's death is suspicious. He remembers arriving to the scene at the church that night she went missing and recalls his conversation with police.
And he said, what is going on here? You guys saw footprints going to the lake on the pavement, but the pavement didn't have any snow on it. That's when I thought there's an issue. There's a major issue. She never walked into that water. Yeah.
And see, that was something new that I had found out after the fact, because when they showed this on the original, the Dateline, the show, all they showed were the footprints in the snow over in that grassy area. That was it. But as he said, because that was heated concrete, I come to find out around the church and all that area, because they put in heated concrete so that when the parishioners would walk through, the older people, that the heated concrete would keep it from freezing. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah.
There's no snow or ice on the concrete outside around front of that area. So what footprints did they see? And all they showed was just footprints in that one grassy area. That could have belonged to anybody, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't know that when I first watched that episode until after the fact, and that's why I pulled this up for you guys to see. Pretty interesting to me, to be honest with you. So, moving on. As soon as Oscar's done quacking. You good? And then he stares at me like I'm doing something wrong every time. Okay.
That was a staged concert in front of that church. The whole thing was botched.
Now, let's get back to 2 weeks before Joann died.
Now,
In an attempt
real quick, guys. I said 6 months ago when Brandy and I watched this that looked like it was staged. Okay? I'm not an investigator. I'm not a detective. I'm just Joe Schmo, true crime, whatever I am, okay? It looked staged, the way it was set up. And this is based on what you see in the movies. And these things have happened, guys. It's ridiculous. So I'm telling you, pay attention to this part of it.
And to smooth things over, Michelle says her mom went to Woods Wholesale Wine a few weeks after that call with her cousin Tim. The hope? To talk with her brother Bill, who co-owns the store, to try to stop the family fighting. The daughter's story of what happened that day was reported to police.
Yeah, I drove her to the store, and she's like, I'm just going to go in and talk to my brother, even though they had an estranged relationship. She didn't talk to him often at all. She's like, I'm going to go tell him about Tim and how he called. So she went upstairs unannounced at the liquor store, and she came out more freaked out than she was when she went in. I don't know what she saw. I don't know what she heard. She wouldn't say what the conversation was about. She wouldn't say what happened up there. She just wanted to go to church and pray, which tells me, she walked in on something. She heard something she shouldn't have known. She was more freaked out than I've ever seen her in my life. She was scared. It's like she knew something was going to happen. She didn't know what. She just knew something was going to happen.
In a court deposition, Joann's brother Bill describes a much different encounter that day inside the wine shop.
I just wanted to make things right. We haven't talked to you in a long time. I feel bad about everything. That's about it. I want to make amends. You said, you talked to cousin Tim and you shouldn't trust him. I said, why? I said, he's a good guy. Why should I trust him?
Now, does that sound like a conversation that would send that woman back out of that place scared to death and make her want to go pray? Come on, guys.
I got no reason not to. I kept explaining to her, like, we come in and revisit. What's the trust factor? We're not in business together or anything like that. So I told her, I said, I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing not to trust him about.
And how long did that meeting last about?
Probably a minute or two.
Under oath, Tim Matouk testified he never threatened his cousin Joann.
I said, Joann, why would you tell people that I am the reason why John's got so many problems? Her response to me was, you're just nothing but a big troublemaker. I don't even want to talk to you. And she hung up the phone.
Did you at any point in time in your life express or imply to Joann Matouk Romain that you would have her disappear?
No.
So why all this attention on Tim Matouk? Well, besides what Joann allegedly told her daughters and the paralegal, there is an eyewitness whose statement, if believed, puts Tim at the scene of Joann's disappearance that cold January night back in 2010.
After learning about Joann Matouk's disappearance, Paul Hawk came here to the Grosse Pointe Farms Police Department to share what he says he experienced on Lakeshore Drive that night. Police did not deem him credible and didn't share his statement. That is, until the Romain family sued the police department for access to the reports on their mother's case.
This is the affidavit that was filed in the civil case from Paul Hawk. He stated on the night of January 12, 2010, he was traveling north on Lakeshore Drive. He observed a heavy-set woman with dark hair, dressed in all black clothing, sitting on the break wall of Lake St. Clair. She was sitting still, motionless, and was slightly slumped over. He became concerned and suspicious. Hawk goes on to state, I further observed 2 vehicles parked illegally in the road. I observed 2 men standing near each of the cars. According to Hawk's statement, one of the men motioned for me to drive through. Hawk stated he went to Grosse Pointe Farms police, met with the chief and 2 officers for 40 minutes, handed in a statement. Grosse Pointe Woods Public Safety Officer Anthony Charlotte interviewed Paul Hawk. But Hawk wouldn't let it go. Years later, Hawk stated in the affidavit, after seeing a photograph of Timothy Matouk, I can identify with absolute certainty that he was one of the 2 men I saw on the side of the road January 12th, 2010.
Hawk's affidavit was stricken by the judge in the civil case, not allowed as evidence. Was Hawk right? Police didn't deem him credible.
Now, for the first time in 11 years, Tim Matouk breaks his silence.
You know, this is just a pure and simple evil witch hunt.
Enough is enough. Tim Matouk says it's time to speak out on the death of his cousin and clear his name.
I felt like I was being maliciously prosecuted by them when they knew I was not anywhere near the church.
Coming up, Tim Matouk, in his own words, his alibi and his phone records from that mysterious night Joann went missing, never shared before, until now.
Now, you guys know how easy this would be to do, right? The phone.
So falling on hard times.
The phone records, you can have your phone stay at one specific area to ping in that area. When you go do this or that, there's other cops that he's going to be friends with that will fill in for him in that spot, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. This is so easy, folks. And like I said, there's an eyewitness. I would like to speak with Paul Hawk. I really, really would. I don't know.
He's passed away.
That's what I kind of was under the understanding of, but I didn't know how true that was.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I don't know. Conveniently, that's what I figured. So it's just, oh my God. See, I didn't know if you knew about this, Mama Bear, with this whole eyewitness thing or not, but yeah.
No, but I did see that part of it in the stuff I was going through.
Right. So, again, guys, it's not right. None of it is right. So, moving on, and we'll get back to some more of the other stuff I was talking about here in a minute.
Bad guys out there trying to take advantage.
We're here to tell your story. That's why we need your help.
So many of our investigations started with an email from a viewer like you.
So if you see something that needs to be investigated,
Or you're looking for
55-year-old Joann Matouk Romain left this Grosse Pointe Farms church on a cold night in January of 2010, never to be seen alive again. Did she have enemies? Well, according to Joann's daughters, Joann was fearful of her cousin, Tim Matouk, after a heated conversation they had on the phone weeks before she died. According to court records, Joann told a paralegal, Tim Matouk said to me, if someone wanted to get rid of you, they could do it, and you would never be found. According to tape depositions, Tim Matouk's name was brought to the attention of Michigan State Police after Joann's death.
So did you conduct interviews of Tim Matouk and the other person that was mentioned?
No.
That's what I said, Jerry.
Yes, because in assessment of the case, I asked him what resources they used. He said the interviews of those individuals, basically to clear them, or with the case or the allegations or something to that effect. And the terminology that clear, I said we don't clear people.
Who used the term clear? You or him?
Pazahowski did.
Pazahowski asked you to clear Tim Matouk and this other person.
Yeah.
Pachowski is Andrew Pachowski, at that time head of Grosse Pointe Woods Detective Bureau. He has since become the public safety director in Huntington Woods.
Andrew Pachowski was unwilling to talk to me about this case. Meantime, Tim Matouk was never interviewed as a suspect in the case, never charged, but has always been a constant target of Joann's.
What'd you say?
I said, imagine that.
Right. Same thing. That's right. Exactly. And yes, Sherry, I absolutely 100% agree with you. And same for me. So that's why I know that. Of course. Moving on.
Daughters. Tonight, he's breaking his silence, talking about the accusation he killed his cousin.
What made you decide you want to talk?
Well, now the lawsuits are over, and there's really nothing more for me except for trying to clear my name and my reputation. I mean, they've tried desperately to ruin my career.
64-year-old Tim Matouk is an investigator for Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office. He's worked on many notable cases. Back in 2010, Tim was a detective for Harper Woods Police.
I'm a hardworking family man. I've been in law enforcement for over 36 years, 37 years now. And, I have a beautiful family.
He says his image has been tarnished because of accusations of murder from Joann Matouk Romain's daughters.
This is just a pure and simple evil witch hunt.
So tell me about your relationship with Joann Matouk.
I've always had a good relationship with Joann Matouk. As kids, growing up, she was a little bit older than me. But as we grew older and went off and got married and had families, we kind of went our separate ways, just like I did with most of the cousins. I never knew till recently that she had an issue with me. I never thought we had an issue. That's why I made that phone call. They asked her, why would she go say that?
Remember, we told you about that phone call Tim and Joann had a few weeks before she died, from the perspective of Joann's daughters. Kelly and Michelle Romain recall the conversation they had with their mother in mid-December of 2009. They told police her mother was talking to her cousin Tim Matouk on the phone that day while they were in the room.
We also just hear yelling, like, at this person. We're like, well, what the heck's going on? And she's like, you need to, I never said you were rude to everyone's problems. I told you to keep your nose out of everyone's business.
Joann hung up, getting that warning.
If something happens, look to Tim.
Michelle said her mother never gave her specific details, but was worried.
I do have to ask about that phone call because that's where this whole story starts. What was that phone call about?
She had walked into the store that the family owned at the time and told my cousin Billy that I was the reason that John Matouk was having all these problems. For whatever reason, he would always blame me for any of his business failures.
Remember, John Matouk was Joann's brother, who was convicted of writing bad checks as well as false pretenses.
I've never done nothing to her, and I've never done nothing to him. But apparently, their feeling was my involvement in law enforcement must have been the reason. I don't know. Other than that, I can't explain it.
So when you picked up the phone and called her, why were you calling her?
To ask her why she said that.
And what did you say?
I said, Joann, why would you go around telling people that I'm the reason why John Matouk has so many problems? She responded, she didn't want to talk to me, and that I was a troublemaker, and she hung up the phone. I mean, the conversation couldn't have lasted more than a minute.
Did you threaten Joann?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever threaten Joann?
Never. Never. I had no reason to. I like Joann.
Yeah, you did.
Now to Joann's death, and the night she was last alive back in January of 2010.
What were you doing that night?
I was working. I was on duty, working for the Michigan State Narcotics Task Force. I was in the city of Warren, Michigan.
Hello.
My shift started at 2 and ran till 10 o'clock that night.
The police officers in the deposition admit they didn't see you that night, but they were in contact with you.
Matouk says that's typical on a surveillance team.
What do you say to the family who says, yes, you were working that day, but you were on a radio. No one saw you. You could be basically anywhere in the state on one of those radios.
Well, it's pretty far-fetched. First off, I would never risk my job over that. I would never leave my partners vulnerable in that position. And the lieutenant on the crew, he basically knows where everybody's at and where they're supposed to be.
I think I would know, if someone was, shirking their responsibilities or trying to sneak out.
Bill Hanger was the lieutenant from Michigan State Police who oversaw Matouk's unit that night.
It would be very, very difficult, almost improbable for someone to be able to leave the surveillance, because if someone left, you're counting on every person there to communicate, and try and track the person as they're driving.
Matouk says his phone records from that night show he was in Warren. 21 calls made between 3:49 and 8:54 the night Joann went missing.
How important are those phone records?
Very important. Tells the whole story for me.
And what about that eyewitness, Paul Hawk, who identified Tim Matouk as a person near the water's edge where Joann supposedly went in the water?
I've never seen Paul Hawk in my life, and he's never seen me.
Remember, Hawk's affidavit was stricken by the judge in the civil case.
It wasn't until 4.5 years later that he identified me from a moving car at night.
Tim says he wants the accusations to stop.
It's just a constant abuse. It's just a constant harassment. And just, at the end of the day, I want to clear my name.
But remember, the case of Joann Matouk Romain is still not closed.
From your gut, was Joann murdered or did Joann kill herself?
I've listened to so many opinions. In my opinion, there's one set of footprints that go down to the water. That says a lot. None return. And whether she went down there for whatever reason and slipped and fell in, who knows?
Signs of a struggle kept quiet. Questionable police practices.
There's no sign, no evidence of any kind of violent crime that would warrant a DNA check.
Mysterious missing keys suddenly reappear.
There's definitely evidence of cover-up there.
This quiet little community has no idea what's about to be revealed. You thought the story was over? Just wait.
Wow.
It's almost over,
The
folks.
case of Joann Matouk Romain is an interesting one. There's so many questions. How police handled evidence, where her body was found. Now, the case is still open, but the police agency in charge of it isn't willing to talk. As a matter of fact, just a few weeks ago, I spoke with Grosse Pointe Farms Police Chief Jensen. He said he was considering an interview. It then canceled after city attorneys told him not to speak. So let's take a look at what he said in the past.
11 years after the disappearance and death of Joann Matouk Romain, there are still so many questions.
So you've got a crime scene trampled all over, and nothing's properly photographed or documented.
That is just one of the many criticisms of the Grosse Pointe Farms Police.
That's supposed to be the footprint.
Martin County Sheriff Detective Salvatore Restrelli.
The one thing I want to say about the whole investigation that they conducted up there, it was so out of typical police procedure that that alone is suspicious.
Restrelli was hired by the Romain family to learn more about their mother's death. Joann Matouk, who according to police, walked into Lake St. Clair January 12th of 2010 and killed herself.
Based on the investigation, more than likely it was a suicide.
That's Grosse Pointe Farms Police Chief Dan Jensen. We asked to talk to him on camera. He was not willing. So we are using his deposition in the family's civil lawsuit against the police department to help explain how and why police reacted the way they did.
The first question, scene showed a single set of footprints from the car into the water.
This is the part I need you guys to listen to. Prior violent offenses. Yeah, oh, yeah. Okay. Chief Dan Jensen, the GPF Director of Public Safety.
Sit down, slide to this next level, and into the water. We went into rescue mode.
There was not one photograph that could depict a high-heel shoe. There were work boots and probably, the medics or the policemen that were on the scene. You could see a few of their footwear impressions. None of the footwear impressions were taken with a scale in place. Every death investigation that is in any way suspicious.
Look, guys, look. Okay. Do you see anything that looks like this? Now,
no.
If she was walking through this snow, okay, you're going to see this part right here, which looks like a horseshoe, basically, if you look at it, okay, a closed horseshoe. And then a drag mark coming right behind it, which is where the heel comes from, because even if you're walking in the snow, step by step by step, it's going to drag that heel behind. So it's going to look like a drag mark with a shoe print, like an upside down horseshoe print is what it looks like, okay? One heel is broken. It doesn't look broke to me, but okay. Either way, still, we don't see any prints, okay? Not at all. The only thing they showed was right here. If you see this here, they showed this on the show, where it looks like she drug her butt off the edge of the thing and then down into the water. Well, that can be done if you push somebody that way too, guys. Okay? Yeah. I mean, come on. But you don't see her footprints walking over here. And like I said before, this is the only place that the snow was. Not on the concrete before that. So come on. This makes no sense. None. And I don't know. This is complete and total 555,000% corruption. End of story.
Yeah.
Footwear impressions were taken with a scale in place. Every death investigation that is in any way suspicious, an accident or what people may think of an outright suicide, has to be invested as if it's a homicide.
Restrelli says there were numerous questionable police practices. First, the idea Joann walked to her death.
I never believed for 1 minute that Joann went down that ramp, then negotiated the broken concrete, and exposed rebar without falling or getting injured. It would have been found right there at the scene.
Another concern, the fingerprinting of Joann's vehicle.
They brought it into their garage at the police station, and they threw dust around. Well, first of all, you can't dust leather seats and vinyl seats. They're corrugated. The only way to get fingerprints off of something like that is through good extreme photography with lighting after you fume the interior of the car with super glue. And that was never done.
And why no DNA check of the car?
There's no signs, no evidence of any kind of violent crime that would warrant a DNA check.
Family disagrees. Joann's new purse was found inside that Lexus SUV. Photos show the purse was torn. Mastrelli believes the tear is consistent with someone roughly grabbing the purse as if in a struggle. During Matouk's autopsy, a bruise was found on her arm.
Like when somebody grabs the purse off a woman's shoulder hard enough to bruise her.
And then there's Joann's body, found 70 days after she disappeared by some fishermen in Amhertsburg, Ontario, near Waplo Island.
Her body was placed in the water somewhere near that area. It just doesn't make any sense when you examine her remains, months later, where she doesn't have any of the typical things you would see on a drowning victim that would have traversed 30 miles of waterway.
The detective pointed out Joann's shoes had no signs of being scratched, scuffed, or damaged. In the Canadian autopsy report, it concludes coroner believes that there is not enough cogent or convincing evidence that she did intend to take her life. Then there was Joann's death, ruled a dry drowning, meaning there was no water in her lungs.
Bingo.
With a dry drowning, that means air is in your lungs, not water, which makes you buoyant. Dr. David Smith, who is an expert in the investigation of water-related deaths,
which means, for all you that don't know, she was dead before she went in the water. End of story. That's what I've been waiting to hear. Oh, I'm telling you what, guys. End of story. Which, when they said the gentleman that's now deceased,
Grand Central Station today, huh?
This is from the high school. Hold on. Oh, the school calls me more than anybody does. It's ridiculous. Oh my God.
All day. Today, bus route 74 high school junior high students will be dismissed from school at 1:30 p.m. This is only a couple minutes away. The rest of the high school junior high will be dropped off according to yesterday's special announcement using buses 71, 73, 75, and 77, which is still posted on the website. Elementary middle school this afternoon, we will drop.
Bye. This school is so jacked up, guys. Off subject. They have changed my son's bus route every day for the past 2 weeks.
What?
Yes, they don't have enough bus drivers. They keep getting sick or quitting or leaving or disappearing. Or I'm about to do a case on the school bus route. I'm telling you, it makes no sense to me. Caden's not supposed to get out of school for another hour, but now they
got out the same time as my kids.
Yeah, they're being released an hour early just because they have no way to transport them home because the bus drivers are getting sick and quitting.
Oh my gosh.
They had 4 bus drivers. 4. That's it. For the whole district. 4. And now they have 2 now. It's insane. Anyway, sorry for the interruption, folks. I'm sure I'll be getting a phone call next from Caden. Hey, Dad, I'm coming home early. That's what he does.
Accidents stated in his deposition, my belief that she was extremely buoyant and the documented lack of current. There is a high possibility that someone would have seen her floating.
Exactly.
But we know crews searched for Joann that night and the following day. She could not be found.
And never once did they see her.
Yeah.
Gee, that's kind of interesting, don't you think? Reminds me of something else.
Oh,
yep.
Dr. Smith also stated, where she drowned and when she drowned, I believe, are subject to discussion.
Yep.
There's also a question about how the police handled evidence. Remember that man witnesses said they saw running strangely by the lake the night Joann disappeared? He reportedly had a black scarf on. According to one of the Grosse Pointe Farms officers' depositions,
The lease on the property since 2015 was donated in November 2010.
clearly bad record keeping. And remember, this case is still open. Why release evidence? Then there are Joann's car keys.
The very next day, after her disappearance, keys to her car suddenly reappeared at the police department.
Joann's daughters have said their mother's spare car keys went missing from their Morningside home about 6 weeks before Joann's disappearance.
Keys that had gone missing a month earlier. No record of where those keys came from. No record of who gave them to the police. The officer couldn't tell me anything about it.
Now, if you guys go backwards, you guys remember her saying she felt like people had been in her house.
Right.
In turn, she changed her locks. 6 weeks before she went missing, those keys disappeared, and then the day after, they just showed back up.
Did they say where they showed back up?
He just did. Hold on. All right.
Here at the police department.
Joann's daughters have said their mother's car keys.
The very next day, after her disappearance, keys to her car suddenly reappeared at the police department.
Joann's daughters.
They reappeared at the police department the next day. After the
What?
I mean, come on. How much?
Right.
Really? Really? This is
Oh my-
stupid.
Right.
They disappeared 6 weeks before from her home. They were her spare keys.
Right.
The day after her disappearance, they show up at the police department. Wow.
They were her car keys, right? Car
Yes,
keys.
her car keys. I mean, somebody must have been. It must have been a ghost. That's it, guys. It was a ghost.
Yeah, I think that's it.
This is stupid, guys. Come on. This
Oh
is
my
insane.
gosh.
I'm telling you, that's why I want to dig on this so bad, Heather. I'm so glad you pulled this one.
Miss Molly, you in here? You digging?
Yes. Are you already digging, Molly? Or are you here? We're gonna dig together on this one. We're gonna start pulling up names of people. We're gonna look at addresses. We're gonna look at where they're at now, what they're doing now. Obviously, we know the one gentleman has passed away, but I still want to look into his family too and see if we can talk to somebody in his family. Mr. Hawk.
Digging.
Molly's digging. All right, good job, Molly. Moving on. So I told you guys this case was crazy, guys. And when I had picked up all the others, this stuff we're watching now, after the fact, I mean, there's a lot, folks. So
Have said their mother's spare car keys went missing from their Morningside home about 6 weeks before Joann's disappearance.
Keys that had gone missing a month earlier. No record of those records.
The case is open. Won't the Grosse Pointe Police Department talk?
Why would you not investigate this case thoroughly enough where you could really hang your hat on your decision?
Is there a
That's my
conspiracy, a cover-up, or just questionable police work?
Our investigation continues. Coming up, did a meeting with federal agents really occur days before Joann died?
I've had sources tell me that she actually had a meeting with the FBI.
Was she paranoid?
It wasn't because she had some mental issue or mental disorder that was causing her to
she
feel
knew
like that.
something.
It was stark reality.
Coming up, find out what her doctors had to say.
Basically, everything about this case is disturbing.
A 55-year-old mother of three dead. The case still open, and so many questions still more than a decade later.
Yeah, so why is it still open if it's such a shut, closed, unaliving? Why would you keep it open?
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't. It's just like Sean Daughtery. His case is still open.
That's my
Why?
If this was a self-unaliving, open, shut, boom, it's done. Why? Why is it still open? Because they don't have a manner of death. Because they know that this is not right. Okay?
Yep, 100%.
Nikki, they're not talking about a contractor, honey. They were her car keys that were stolen from her home. They disappeared from her home 6 weeks before she died and reappeared the day after she went missing at the police station. And the police officer that took them in had no idea where they came from. There was nothing said about a contractor. And yeah, digging is We need multiple shovels for this one.
She was even everyone's second mom. Like, she just was the most loving, caring person you could ever come across.
She loved her children, her church, and her friends. But her family says Joann Matouk Romain had a secret she was holding.
I think that she was approached or met with somebody from the FBI.
Small town secrets and a mystery that has haunted this community.
I agree.
I believe firmly that this is a murder.
But why?
She walked in on something. She heard something she shouldn't have known.
Some claim Joann Matouk was paranoid. But was she?
She would come home and she was, someone was following me. We said, well, who? And she's like, it's somebody different every day, but there's somebody following me. And you say I'm being followed and all of a sudden she's missing. Yeah, you're not paranoid.
According to this document from Joann's doctor, Joann did not have any psychiatric disorders. She did not have any suicidal thoughts. And she was a happy person.
Right.
Another of Joann's doctors goes on to state her deep faith in Catholicism and her strong devotion to the welfare of her children mitigated against the risk of suicide.
Thank you.
It wasn't because she had some mental issue or mental disorder that was causing her to feel like that. It was stark reality.
Scott Bernstein is an investigative reporter who typically covers mob hits. The death of Joann Matouk Romain captured his curiosity.
This ain't too
I've
far
had
off
sources
from
tell me
that,
that
guys.
she actually had a meeting with the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office in the days leading up to her disappearance.
We did contact the FBI Detroit headquarters asking about that alleged meeting. An FBI spokesperson would only say they would not confirm or deny a meeting with Joann Matouk Romain occurred. So where do things stand in the death of this gross?
Why didn't they put her in protection?
The case is not closed.
It's a family that still believes that it wasn't what we had determined it likely to be. So I would guess out of respect for that family, if more information, new credible information is presented, we would.
The Romain family did file a civil suit against both Grosse Pointe Farms and Woods Police Department and other defendants, seeking to hold them liable for claims related to the death of their mother. They lost the case not once, but also on appeal. The family holds out hope, much in part because of the judge's opinion in their case, where the judge states there are disputed facts in this matter that are very disturbing and to this day remain unresolved. The judge also stated the plaintiff's pursuit of this lawsuit meritorious and therefore denied defendants' request for attorney's fees and costs.
Basically, everything about this case is disturbing. Her also insinuating and stating that the case that I brought forth was meritorious, but still we lost. It's unsettling. You know, there's a lot of questions. You can't go back now, but what I do know is what we uncovered during the course of discovery was dynamic. There is so much information. There are so many facts, and there's so many questions.
What really happened that night in January 2010 when Joann walked out of St. Helena Lake Church? Time has passed. Will new information come out? You can bet her daughters will keep searching and searching for answers.
And I would never give up. There's no giving up.
I recently reached out to the FBI asking again about that alleged meeting with Joann Matouk Romain. Again, the agency would not confirm or deny that meeting ever occurred. Meantime, Joann's children have just announced a $100,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the person responsible for their mother's murder. To submit a tip, you can go to our website at clickondetroit.com. Thanks for joining us tonight for Dateline Detroit, Secrets of a Small Town. Reporting at Grosse Pointe Farms, I'm Karen Drew. Good night.
There it is, folks. Told you, this one is the juicy one.
Yep.
And this one, as most of the cases, but this one for sure, this needs true justice, guys. Something deep and dark is going on with this. I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is so bad is because it's family against family. That makes it 10 times worse to me. Again, I'm going to contact Michelle best I can. I'm going to try to get in contact with Karen Drew, who is the Dateline reporter for Dateline Detroit, and see if I can maybe, well, first I'm going to try to go with one side of it and see if they'll just offer anything to us. If not, I'm going to see if we can FOIA some of this stuff if we can, because I really want to see a few things like in black and white. I really want to dig on this one, guys. I don't want to just let this one go. So I'm in for the long haul if the rest of my team is. I really am. This one just bugs me a lot. So I'm
And
down.
obviously Heather is, because she's the one that brought it to us.
It's a good one.
So Molly's already digging.
Which I knew she would be. She's probably sitting inside her computer right now. Like I said, I'm in for the long haul as long as the rest of the team here is, because I don't want to let this one go by the wayside again. I feel really bad for this family. And they made mention to a guy that investigates mob hits. This really is not that far off of that, guys. Only in the keyboard. Okay, Molly, no worries. But I knew. I agree. I agree, Sylvia. And I think it's because, and this happens a lot, and I know this firsthand, and I'm not going to tell you why, but I do know this firsthand. Families that are connected to families that are connected to law enforcement have a tendency to get into things that they should not get into.
Yep.
And I know this very well, is all I'm going to say. Because it happens a lot, okay? Because certain types of families take advantage of the fact that they have family members involved in law enforcement.
Yep.
My grandfather was a chief of police. My biological father worked for a division of the police department, a specified division. And things have happened in my family's past that I know about. So in turn, I know how these things go. So, yep, me too. Right. So again, this one is definitely getting our attention. You know, even if we have to work on it little bits here and there, and while we're covering other things, or if this will take up our whole next however many months until June hits or whatever else goes on in between, we're going to continue working on this one, guys. Not, whatever we have to do. So yep. Anybody that's in, let us know. We're in with it. So does anybody have any questions or comments or anything in regards to this? If you do, don't be shy. Give me a call. Mama Bear and I would definitely love to hear what you guys think, what you feel, what you want to talk about this one. 1 second, guys. Let me move something here. Thank you, Heather. There's the phone number, 234-703-4047. Mama Bear's going to have to move along here in a moment or two.
We got about 20, 30 minutes. I'm good.
Okay, well, that's good. But until then, give us a call, folks. Tell us what you think. This one's definitely interesting, and it needs attention.
Charles, if you were walking in with heels like that, would you not lift your feet up and not slide boots through the snow? Hole marks more than slide marks in snow. Yes, if it was me, I would be walking on my tiptoes through the snow, because the heels are going to go straight through the ground and you're going to get stuck. So
that's awesome, Sherry.
You'd be walking on your tiptoes through the snow.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, in the way that those shoes looked, folks. Thank you. Let me show you real quick. They have like what a horseshoe looks like, okay? I mean, you ladies know that, but if you can see that, see how that imprint looks? None of those imprints were there, okay? And then you have the heel part back here that's a spike. It would have made a drag mark. I can't even hold my pen straight. Like a drag mark behind it like that, okay? That is not what was there. So, what was Mr. Hawk's name again?
Paul
Hawk. Thank you. I want to see if I can get in contact. I sent the CBS News article that sorts it all out. Okay, thank you, Nikki. I want to see if Paul had a family got left behind when he passed. I'd like to know what he passed from, truthfully. Did you happen to know when?
I don't
By
think it
chance?
was very long ago. Don't remember
Deerfield.
exactly.
Nope. Hold on. I think I just found it. I just wanted to take a moment to sadly announce our eyewitness Paul Hawk has passed away at the very young age of 55 years old. Today we celebrated his memory. Although I was born and raised in Grosse Pointe, I never knew Paul until about 12 years ago. We met under some very unfortunate circumstances. He was selfless, putting others first. Yeah, because this guy looks like somebody that should have passed away, right? Look at that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to venture to say
somebody shut him up.
I want to know how he died. Okay, so Grosse Pointe, Michigan. We need to find the obituaries for Grosse Pointe, Michigan. It probably won't say it in the obituary, will it?
It just kind of depends. Some do, some don't.
We need to jump into this Facebook page too.
He was a devoted uncle. The past 10 years were great. He was a witness to a potential murder.
Mm-hmm.
Never backed down despite years of intimidation. Had nothing to gain, lots to lose, but he always tried.
How did you read that?
Huh? Oh, I have the full thing up here.
His last name is Hawk, Molly. Listen, guys, if you're sending anything, don't put anything in. Well, you can put it into Discord. Send it to email though too. You know what? I'm telling you, we need to set up one email.
Probably.
We can all just pull from that one email. Are you still reading?
Yeah.
Here, I'm sorry. I'll blow it up for you.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm reading my own thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
So which one? All right, this is under the Justice for Joann. And right there if you want. Yep, Caden's home. Imagine that. I can hear the bus pulling up now. Watch him come in the door. I'm excited. I got up early, Dad. Yeah. You want to place bets? I'm home.
That's the disadvantage my kids have. We live less than a mile from the school. They can walk.
Well, we do too. But because we're in a rural area, they don't want the kids to walk. So unless you live on the exact same side of the street as the school, right next to the school, they want you to ride a bus. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird considering they can't even get bus drivers. So.
Right. Yeah, I know.
I'm an eyewitness who saw Joann Matouk on the night of January 12th, 2010. I just sketched the two men I saw that night, thinking I may be contacted by the police. The silhouette of the lady was on the break wall, the edge of the break wall right here.
And so you're behind the car right now?
There were two cars parked right here, one there and one here. The Lexus was in front and the black sedan was behind the Lexus.
Paul has come to me and he wants to conduct a polygraph examination that he's been telling the truth from the beginning and showing that, you know, what he testified to is what he actually saw.
Because I'm not lying. So yeah, I'm willing to take a polygraph. I'd like to see the police take a polygraph as well.
I only have 6 teeth in my mouth.
How do you chew?
What the hell?
I gum everything.
What are you?
Really?
Look
My
away
God,
for
what was
2
that?
minutes. What are you doing?
What the hell? What was that?
I don't know.
What the hell was that? I'm scared.
I don't know, but I looked away for 2 minutes to write something down, and I look up, and
Yes, Sylvia, I agree with you, and I plan on it. Crime Junkie podcast already gone. True Crime podcast. See more. Daily. Welcome, Miss Kim Moran. No. So you mean to tell me that that woman in January in those heels? No. Walk down here. This is kind of a busy road. It probably wasn't at night, but still, it seems like it could have been. Okay. Down across all this, there was snow on the ground here in different places, but not on this sidewalk. But down through here, went down that steep slope into the water. No. Not no, but hell no. Especially after walking out of church, after just praying.
so
No.
Hawk was found inside his Grosse Pointe home, not alive.
That's all it says? Huh.
On that one, anyway. So.
Interesting. I think it's what, 12 or 13 years now. 2010. So I think we get 13 now, yeah. Either way, it's long overdue. It's time. It's time to jam. Where is Heather?
Probably digging.
Where are you at, Miss Heather? All right.
Oh.
What?
I found some court documents.
I did know.
This is the estate of Joann Matouk Romain, deceased, versus City of Grosse Pointe Farms. It's like 19 pages.
Ah.
So I'll have to download that and look through it.
Yes, please do if you don't mind.
Will do.
So are you down to do this with us, Heather? Since you threw this at us.
Right.
By the way, this is a great one. We're digging on this one, kid. We ain't going nowhere till we find something good. Paul. I need to find a family member of Paul's. Welcome, Miss Gina. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you for joining us today. You are down good. Okay.
All right, Sylvia. He was doubling down. You're right.
How are you today, Miss Gina? How's the husband? I hope he's doing well. Quizzically, the call Officer Andy Rogers placed to the Coast Guard either at 9:30 or 10:30, depending on who you ask, was actually the second call regarding a missing woman in the water the Coast Guard logged that evening. Another identical call came in at 6 p.m., reporting a woman going into the Lake St. Clair by St. Paul's an hour earlier, and her family in a frantic state looking for her. This was 80 minutes before Matouk Romain went missing, and while she was still in a meeting at the Blake Kirchner Law Office in downtown Detroit with her family's attorney regarding the black mold civil suit she was involved in. That's weird.
Yeah.
Right, there it is. The
So
Romains.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The Romains feel that the first call is another sign of a cover-up. Someone jumped the gun. They call us what I was just getting ready to say. They called the Coast Guard too early. Timestamps don't lie, Michelle Romain says. That's a fact. Damn.
Heather, we're trying to find how Paul passed.
Paul Hawk.
Yeah.
He was the one and only eyewitness that saw what happened that night. I need to find specifically a relative of somebody of Paul Hawk. If I can talk to them, I'd like to.
This TikTok says, rest in peace to Paul Hawk, the witness who was found unalive at 55 years old last year in his home. He was completely healthy and his family unsure of what really happened. Paul was also harassed by local police for 12 years for being a witness. He was a man of integrity, honor, and truth. We are thankful for Paul helping Joann seek justice. Harassed by the police, huh?
Internal Affairs needs to be looking at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Sunshine. Like big time. This makes me think that this goes high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Kim. She was 55. Joann supposedly was at church and praying, and afterwards she walked out of church, walked across the street to the Detroit River, and unalived herself. And she's Catholic and very,
Very stout, a devout Catholic.
yeah. I was trying to think of the words.
She walked down a steep embankment into the Detroit River in the middle of January in a pair of heels.
Like spiky heels.
Right.
Heels. Like stilettos.
There's another good point. Grosse Pointe Woods police told one of the family private investigators, ex-G-Man, he's an ex-FBI agent, Bill Randall, that the only fingerprints found in the Lexus were of close family members, yet members of her family were never printed. Imagine that. And none of them had a government job which would have required fingerprints on file, except for one.
Transporter, I think you are 100% right, and I hope somewhere there is proof somewhere.
That's my thought. That's why I want to know if there is a family member that we could get in touch with that may have
You're welcome, Kim.
been entrusted with something, if you know what I'm saying.
Her brother is in law enforcement for like the last 27 years.
No, her cousin.
Cousin. Yeah, sorry. Cousin. Jeez.
Right, Gina. That's why I asked how he was doing. I hope everything's good. Everybody's healing, or he's healing. Everything's okay. When police opened the Lexus in the St. Paul's parking lot, they found Matouk Romain's purse and wallet containing $1,500 in cash. So she wasn't robbed or anything like that. Her keys, her cell phone, and rosary beads were missing. Welcome, April. What do you mean you're late? Weren't you here earlier, I thought?
We don't have early, late things. Sunshine, I'm sorry you fell Saturday on ice and you're in pain. I hope you feel better.
Oh, God. Sorry. Take it easy, Sunshine.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that, Gina. Yeah, if you guys want to look for somebody that is related to Paul Hawk, please. That's the one thing I'm really looking at right now. That's who I want to talk to at this point. And I'm going to start there.
Him being 55 and healthy, do you think they would have done
an autopsy? They probably disallowed it because that would have shown.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'll bet. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sunshine. That sucks. Okay, Molly.
Oh. Hey, big boy.
What's up, big boy? Well, I was saying that too. Big boy.
Heather found his brother. Joann's daughter is close with his family as well.
Okay. What's his brother's name?
Awesome, Heather.
I need to have one of those worked on too, Gina. Okay, Molly, hold on, hon. I'm going. Bingo. Thank you.
Sorry, buddy.
I don't think I want to say these names live.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Not right now, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull this down. His younger brother was Tony, and he passed just before Paul did. Okay. That's weird.
All right. I found some more court documents, and there's like 60 pages here, so.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Are you downloading all that or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. What the hell? What in the hell is this? I wonder if Jules would want to get in on this.
Oh, she might.
Which one, Heather? On here or can't? Oh yeah, I got it.
Joanne's body was found by two fishermen in Amsterburg, Ontario, in Canada.
What?
I mean, they immediately contacted the Ontario police. Strangely, defendants McCarthy and Rosati of the Grosse Pointe Farms Police Department, both officers of the same police department that had closed the case on January 14th. Let's see. Immediately rushed over to Canada and falsely informed them that Joann was extremely paranoid, suffered from severe mental health issues, and that no foul play was suspected.
Huh. Really though?
Yeah, I'll download this one too.
That's interesting. What the hell?
Huh? What?
Thank God I wasn't up on screen with that.
Oh.
I didn't know you could have pictures like that on Facebook.
I think depending.
Yeah. Good Lord. That would have woke everybody up. Interesting. So somebody. What the hell?
I don't know what you're looking at. My goodness.
A whole bunch of weird shit on this person's Facebook. I'm not showing you, nor am I even telling you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Whoever this person I found, I know one thing: he liked women a whole lot, and had pictures of women that I've never seen on Facebook before ever. That was shocking. I'm scrolling, and then bow right in my face. And there's a bunch of Facebook dating apps, singles groups. Oh my God. What in the hell?
I don't know. Pam, I don't know what you missed. I don't know when you left. I am so sorry. Right, Sylvia, here we go again with the mental health problems. Oh, Sylvia said, oh, Dago, I know. I accidentally stumbled across some nasty stuff on good old Facebook recently.
No, this goes beyond nasty.
Oh.
Like, I didn't know you were allowed to put this kind of shit on Facebook, to be honest with you. Holy hell. Well, I'm not judging anybody, but that was weird.
Molly wants you to look at Discord. Yep, the photo. Which photo, hun? The photo. Oh. Was that before or after the videos?
What I did look at Discord, Molly. Is that the one with the name that you gave me? It's a face and there's like a fist behind it. Is that the one I'm supposed to be looking for? Yep. Okay. No, that's definitely not the one I was looking at, obviously, because that's not what I seen. So I'm still in shock. That's weird. I don't even know if these people will respond to me. Celebration of life for my brother Paul Hawk this Saturday. Okay.
That's crazy. They both were 55.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Molly. I got it. I found it, hon. Well, the other one I was looking at was definitely not the right one because whoever he was one hell of a pervert. I'll put it that way.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not lying. I'm scrolling through this Facebook looking to see if I can find something to match him. And there's a woman, spread eagle, wide open to the world.
Oh.
Like, completely out there. I was like, holy, what the hell? No worries, Gina. Take your time. Real life comes first, my dear. You know that. Okay. So this guy's the only one left. He lost both of his brothers. This is sad. Ah, these guys related to Tony Hawk? Oh, shit. Oh,
The
shit.
Tony Hawk? Like the
Yeah.
Tony Hawk?
The Tony. Yes, the Tony Hawk. I mean, they're all from California. And yes, they look alike. In fact, Tony's on here. Look.
And hey, Kenny, it's Tony. Hey, first of all, I just want to say I'm so sorry for your loss and difficult times you and your family are going through.
Yep.
Very cool that you set up a college fund for your nephews and nieces. And what can I say? Keep it up. That's the best you can do. When things get crazy and things get rough, and family members step up, that's what's important.
They're related.
It takes a village.
I'll be damned.
And so thank you, and wish you all.
I mean, you can see the resemblance. This is Ken Hawk here, and he looks like Tony if you look at it.
Yep.
All the best.
See it?
Raising.
They all have very strong family resemblance. Yeah. Okay, so these people are related to Tony Hawk, the skater. Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
I met him.
Money.
I met him when he was in a nobody. Because I was a skateboarder down in Florida.
He
My
seems like
youngest
he'd
brother
just
tried
be a laid back
Yeah.
kind of person.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Very cool. My youngest brother tragically passed away in Detroit last week, and we went to help his kids as much as possible. My wife Ashley matched whatever we raise here. Appreciate. This is December of 2021. Okay. Okay. So this is the person I gotta. Okay. All right. So this was a complete shock, obviously, that he passed away.
Yeah.
And that, again, makes me curious even more. So, do you want to do this or do you want me to do it? What's up, fat baby?
Hmm?
Do you want to make contact or do you want me to do it?
Oh, you can make contact.
Okay. No problem. I just didn't know if one of you guys wanted to or if you wanted me to do it. I was a huge skateboarder, Sylvia. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. All right, so I guess I'm gonna have to do it through Facebook, right? Because there's no other way to do.
I was gonna say, if you don't have any other
legacy. So,
okay, Tony, we're done here.
Thank you, and
stop talking, Tony. And if we don't need to hear you no more, okay? We want to hear from your cousin.
Time is it? 25. Okay.
3:20, 2:20. All right. So what do I do? Just send a message? Or is it going to give me? No, it won't. Shit. I'm trying to think of how I can word this to him.
That's the area I'm really bad about. So
I know what I'm going to do. Where the hell's the messenger at, though? Okay. Okay, that's something I'm not doing right this minute, but I'm going to do it. Let me write this down. Kenny Hawk and Hawk. Thank you, Molly and Heather, both.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to get in touch with them. What else did I say I wanted to do?
Contact Michelle, or try to.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so
all right. Well, on that note, I'm gonna hop off here to go get my kids.
I figured. Sounds good. Sounds good.
I will let y'all know about if I still have my middle finger when I get out of surgery tomorrow.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
What time do you have to go in tomorrow?
I gotta be there at 11:45. Surgery's at 12:45. I'll be there longer than the actual thing's gonna take.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
I'm sure
I may have my phone and be in the chat while I'm waiting to go into surgery.
I kind of figured, and I'm sure I'll talk to you in the morning before you go in, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'm gonna get in contact with Michelle and with Ken. Try to, at least.
And I'm sure I will talk to you later this afternoon, this evening too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you, Mama Bear. Always a pleasure, and thank you for everything you do.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, guys.
Yep, yeah, but we will talk to you soon. I wonder where everybody was today. It was probably because they don't like my shows anymore.
Oh, all right. Bye, guys.
We'll see you later. All right. Thank you again, Mama Bear. Well, guys, we got a good one here we're working. So if anybody that's in here, by the way, happens to come up with any kind of info or anything like that, please send it to the email. Much appreciated. Who's gray? Okay. All right. Have a great one, Nikki. Thanks for being here today. I think I'm about to bring it down anyway. Everybody's got their stuff they're working on. We will reconvene tomorrow. Same time, same place, same people. But does anybody have any questions, comments? Would anybody like to call in, talk about that? Wow, hello, Lena. I didn't even know you were here today. It's good to see you. PPR, you as well. About to barf stomach acid, so much appreciated. Gotcha. All right. Have a great one, Nikki. Bye-bye. All right, folks. Well, once again, folks, thank you all for joining me today on the Joann Matouk Romain case, guys. We're digging in heels and claws on this one, guys, and we're not giving up till we come up with something. That's a fact. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Love you guys to death for everything you do for this channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. If there's anybody out there that would like to donate to me or my channel to help to support, to keep things running day to day, there are the links for PayPal, Cash App, and the Venmo. And of course, you are more than welcome to send through the super chat, super stickers, whatever you'd like to do, guys. Very much appreciated. I do love you all so very much. You guys are the beautiful people. Do not change a thing about yourselves. Don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. I will see you all so very soon. Have a great one, guys. Bye-bye.